it's your girl Adeola. Welcome to the Christmas edition of Keeping It Real. I'm sure that by now you've all heard that what Africa needs is not aid or investment, but knowing how to manage the resources that we already have. So far, the Western world has sent in more than 500 billion US dollars in direct aid form to Africa. But the question is, what have we done with it?
$500 billion later, Africa's still poor. It's odd. Let's look at that map of the world's wealth again. The richest countries are colored yellow. Think about those high-income nations in Asia. South Korea, Singapore, Hong Kong. 50 years ago, they were as poor as countries in Africa. But now they're rich, or almost as rich as we are. Well, many countries in Africa are poorer than they were before we gave them $500 billion.
I'll tell you what. There is money in Africa. There is money in Africa. There is money in Africa. Look at you. You know that some African countries don't operate on credit. Like in Nigeria, for example, where I'm from, there's nothing like buying anything on credit. If you have a car, that means you paid full cash up front before you take the car out of the car lot. And also, if you have a house in Nigeria, there's nothing like paying mortgage. You pay full price for the house before you move into the house. And if you decide you wanted to rent an apartment in Nigeria, you pay at least a year's rent before you move in. That's just how it is. Nothing like monthly payment. No. Nobody will let you walk away with a product that you have not paid for. What? No, you can't do that. So there is money in Africa, big time. The only problem is mismanagement and embezzlement. For example, the son of Zambian President Mulenga Sata was recently accused of riding, some luxurious cars that cost $350,000 within 60 days. Can you imagine? His father just became president this September and already, Now that's what I'm talking about when I say mismanagement. Also, the son of the president of Equatorial Guinea, Theodore Obiang Nguema, allegedly moved more than 100 million US dollars in suspicious funds through US banks. This same son is the minister for agriculture in their country, and his salary is like $5,000. But somehow he was able to pay $38 million for a Gulfstream jet. I'm talking about living large. This same son has a mansion in the US that he paid $35 million for. Talk about mismanagement, people. What about the president of Gabon, Omar Bongo? He was accused of suspicious wire transfers of multi-million US dollars from his country to his daughter when she was living in New York. I'm saying the money is there. And I love the fact that Nigerians have to be part of this. The late president of Nigeria, Sani Abacha, he laundered more than $2.2 billion. He kept more than $700 million in Switzerland alone. Let's just focus on those that are alive right now. Atiku Abubakar, when he was vice president of Nigeria, he was able to launder more than $40 million to the US, with the help of his wife, Jennifer Douglas Abubakar, using 30 different bank accounts in the US. No, seriously, 30 different bank accounts. Like, 30, who does that? 30 different, that's a crime on its own. And our present president, good Lord Jonathan, he just announced that he and his vice president would need $1 billion naira. That's like more than $6 million for food next year, just for food. They're gonna need more than $6 million just for food. You know what I don't understand? He's been campaigning for cassava bread for quite some time now. He's been encouraging Nigerians to eat cassava bread. And I'm just like, do you need like $6 million for cassava bread? Anyway, I'm just saying that if the money is not there, the president will not be budgeting like $6 million just for his kitchen. Or you guys know that Nigerian senators are the highest paid in the world, right? No, if you don't know that, now you know. The Senate president in Nigeria gets more than $6 million US dollars per year. I heard that Obama gets like $400,000 per year, and he's the American president. So if you're looking for a job, you could apply to be a senator in Nigeria. That's like quick cash. Even the pirates in Somalia, they've made more than $400 million from piracy. The ransom money that they demand when they hijack a ship, they've made more than $400 million. And guess what they're also doing? They launder this money to like Dubai and other places where they go and just lavish it on useless things. I'm telling you, these pirates are living large. They have this Twitter account and they tweet about their parties on the beach. I'm not kidding you. Listen to this, one of their tweets on the internet. Thank God it's Friday. We're throwing a big beach party this weekend for our hostages who we've become really close with. The Russians are crazy fun. Can you imagine? No, really, they are living large. And the whole world is trying to raise funds for the famine in Somalia. Can you imagine? See, that's exactly what I'm saying. If all these people that are stealing from African money would decide to invest it back in Africa, we wouldn't have to rely so much on foreign investors. I'm just keeping it real, y'all. So I guess the question is, who's investing in Africa and at what expense? I'll tell you, the Chinese are investing in Africa big time. The Indians, Americans, the Germans are all investing in Africa. So many of these investors have the best interest of Africa at heart and they really want to help the people of Africa. But I'll tell you what, some of these investors could care less about the people because they are not their people. They just want to make profit. Do you guys know that Chinese investment in Nigeria is now worth an estimated $6 billion? They make our motorbikes, our textiles, our machineries, our cell phones. Even the Nigerians that make things in Nigeria, they would write made in China because so they can get people to buy it. How ridiculous is that, you know? So almost anything you buy in Nigeria would say made in China, including our wigs. You know, this is my real hair, but you know, the wigs.
With Christmas and New Year celebrations around the corner, hair salons in Lagos are getting busy. The look is not cheap, especially for some imported hair extensions, which easily sell from $50 to as much as $2,500. Finding buyers is the least of sellers' problems. High demands for artificial or human hair has brought in Asian-based companies from as far as China and Japan to compete with long-established companies. These companies have invested millions of dollars in machinery and structures and produce everything from wigs and weaves to human hair.
They make hair generators. Do you guys know how much Nigerians depend on generators? Almost every home has at least one generator in Nigeria, you know, because of the unstable electricity. Can you imagine the billions of dollars they take out of Nigeria every year because of the generators that they bring in to Nigeria that pollutes the air and makes us depend more on crude oil? And the Nigerian government refused to fix the power problem because, you know, they make profit when these people bring in generators into the country. I'm just keeping it real. You know what? They are not just doing this in Nigeria. Take a look.
But there are concerns that Chinese entrepreneurs are involved in illegal mining activities beyond the view of Ghana's regulatory regime, and locals say their share of the profits is shrinking.
Ghana's laws say foreign companies are only allowed to work on large open-pit operations, but campaigners say Chinese entrepreneurs are also illegally controlling small-scale operations behind the scenes, typically through a local intermediary. The Chinese regime is Africa's largest trade partner, with two-way volume reaching $100 billion in 2010.
The Chinese people bring their equipment, which makes the work easy for you, and they know the work too. But when you are sick, they don't pay your hospital bills, so you have to use your own money.
The funny thing is the Adeola Steel Company in Nigeria, they decided to give it to Indian investors. And in 3 years, these Indian investors made tons of profit out of it, didn't pay the government a dime, and decided to rip it apart and started selling the equipment.
The Adeola Steel Project is a fully integrated plant built by the federal government for processing iron ore into quality steel products. It was to be the bedrock of Nigeria's development. Vital section of the project, including the thermal power plant, which generated 110 megahertz of electricity, were completed and commissioned before the company was shut down in 1993 due to lack of working capital. The government panel, according to the chairman of the interim management committee of the steel plant, found the concessionaire guilty of asset stripping, vandalization and removal of equipment and spare parts. Though the company, which is of Indian origin, was said to have produced 250,000 metric tons of steel within the 3 years of its operation, the company paid nothing to government as required by the agreement. It is also said that the company does not have any financial records. Members of the Senate committee expressed shock at what happened at the Foremost steel plant, describing it as a major setback to Nigeria's development.
I'm like, what are you guys looking at? How come they didn't pay the government a dime and you let them use it for 3 years? You see what I'm talking about mismanagement? Now, what about Shell that has polluted the Niger Delta area beyond recognition? The UN recently said it would take $1 billion and 30 years to clean up the mess made by Shell in Nigeria.
Shall believe in values, honesty, integrity, and respect for people. Shell also believes in the fundamental importance of trust, openness, teamwork, and pride in what we do. Shell believe in principles. All companies have a systematic approach to health, security, and environmental management. In order to achieve continuous performance improvement, we continually look for ways to reduce the environmental impact of our operations, products, and services. Shell companies aim to be good neighbors by continuously improving the ways in which we contribute, directly or indirectly, to the general well-being of the communities within which we work.
And yet, the Nigerian government refused to revoke Shell's license to operate in Nigeria. You know why? More than 90% of the Nigerian government export revenue comes from oil. So it doesn't matter what these investors do to the people of Nigeria, so long as the government gets its check. I'm just keeping it real. Again, not all foreign investors exploit Africa, but as you've seen, some of them could care less. And we can't blame them because the Africans that have the means to make a change are not doing it. Instead, they prefer to launder it to a foreign country. How stupid is that? And go there to spend it. See, it would be nice if these Africans who are stealing this money can use it to invest back in Africa. Even if it's not for their sake, for the sake of their children. Thumbs up this week goes to the students at Makerere University in Uganda who made an electronic car. This two-seater uses batteries and travels about 40 miles per hour. Now they are embarking on making a 36-seater, which will run faster. How cool is that? Africans need to learn to rally around their inventors so that we can depend more on ourselves rather than having to import anything from outside. The thumbs down this week goes to the Sullivan Foundation, who recently gave awards to 2 former African presidents, Olusegun Obasanjo of Nigeria and John Kufuor of Ghana. And they also invited the president of Equatorial Guinea to the dinner. That's Theodore Obiang. I'm like, what? Okay, listen to what the award was for. The honorees were being recognized for championing human rights, democracy, good governance, poverty eradication, excuse me, and a commitment to solving Africa's ailing issues in economic development. Whoa, 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 whoa! Sullivan Foundation, really? These are the people that you deemed fit to give this award to? Even the Mo Ibrahim Foundation withheld their African Leadership Prize for 2 years because no one was fit for the award. Now by force they make you give out award. I'm just keeping it real, yeah. Well, before I leave, I want to wish you guys a Merry Christmas with this song, Silent Night, by the Nigerian group called Style Plus.
Silent night, holy night, all is bright, round young Virgin Mother and Child, holy infant, so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace, sleep in heavenly peace.
Alright y'all, it's been real and I'm keeping it real right up in here. Until next week, I'ma see y'all later. Peace out.